The Blue Box manga series is celebrating its 1-year anniversary, and what an amazing year it has been looking back. There's been plenty of thrills and spills to keep us entertained while delivering a roller coaster of emotions chapter after chapter. Hello everyone and welcome to Anime Awakening, and today we're going over chapter 48 of the Blue Box manga series. A very positive chapter that showcases Taiki and Chinasu having a lot of chemistry together as they actually act like a proper couple. But it also showcases how strong their friendship and bond together is. Why do I say this? Well, returning home, Chinasu and Taiki have been interacting a lot more openly towards each other. After clearing their misunderstandings and knocking down those barriers, they're full of playful and wholesome banter / interaction. So then, the two characters' interactions did seem rather sudden at first. However, this isn't the first time we've seen Taiki and Chinasu interact in the bathroom. They've done it before, and this time around it was more relaxing, less tense, and both Taiki and Chinasu felt more comfortable and less awkward with each other. They were more confident in their conversation, and I really liked this progress. Even Taiki sees the changes in their interactions, which hopefully gives him more hope / confidence moving forward when thinking about confessing his feelings to Chinasu. Of course, he still doesn't get that Chinasu has feelings towards him, so Taiki's observation skills does need a bit more refinement. However, it's still a little bit of progress. So, well done Taiki. The what if scenario was another prime example of the two showcasing their feelings / bond growth in a very positive and wholesome and almost realistic way, to the point where it makes it seem like they really are a couple, or at the very least a very close set of friends. They're thinking about a what if scenario. What if they were in the same class together? Now this comes after them realizing that in their own respective classrooms, they're seated next to each other if they were in the same class. Chinasu is along the back row right next to the window, where Taiki is also along the back row, one seat away from the window. Now of course their imaginations run wild, thinking about a situation in where Taiki falls asleep during class and Chinasu has to wake him in time so he can answer a question by the teacher, only to then help him out when he's in trouble because he's been sleeping. Oops. This segment was both amazing from a visual standpoint and also from a relationship standpoint. Now what I mean by this is the way in which the series so far has been about Taiki and Chinasu supporting each other. And within this what if segment, that is still occurring. So it tells us that if Taiki and Chinasu were to take their friendship to the next level, the supportive nature of their relationship would not disappear, nor would the fun and the laughs that they have around each other. That would still remain. I really loved how after this segment though, Taiki was pondering his own thoughts, wondering how if Chinasu never stayed with them, then their friendship wouldn't actually be as good as it is now. And it's that line that sets up the next hurdle for our two protagonists to overcome. As I wanted to see Miss Kano return. Chinasu's mother looked amazing, she feels amazing because of that supportive nature and kind-heartedness she showed her daughter. But I did not want her to return like this. She returned to Japan due to her father's illness. Get well soon, Grandpa Kano. But in her doing so, she's taking Chinasu out of Taiki's household for a short while. Now it's worth noticing that particular phrasing, a short while, meaning Chinasu will return to Taiki's home at some point. But during that time frame away, Taiki will need to step up to the plate and interact with Chinasu either in school or outside of school in order to try and keep that relationship momentum building going. If Taiki were to do this, this would help him rebuild that connection and show that he does care about Chinasu and he doesn't actually worry about people finding out about them having a thing for each other. If people find out that he's getting quite close to her, then they can play it off quite easily, because during this time frame, they won't actually have any reason to believe that Taiki and Chanasu are living together. So they've got a bit more freedom in that regard. Returning to Chanasu really quickly though, I love the expression on her face when that what if segment ended and she mentions Taiki needing to skip a grade. The expression shows a lot of depth. It shows a lot of emotions mixing around within her expression. It shows sadness, happiness, a slight sense of longing / wishing for that scenario to actually happen. And I really love the detail and the texture given. As a side note though, no cute moments would ever happen like that if Taiki was in the same class as Chanasu, because we all know that Haru would do everything he could to tease Taiki, making those situations never occur. Because, you know, Haru likes to tease Taiki about having a crush on Chi. Now, of course, on the topic of wishing for things, we know one other character who wishes something to happen. Kyo. This chapter makes it obvious that Kyo likes Hina, and this topic is something that I mentioned in a previous review when Kyo was listening in on Taiki and Hina's conversation in chapter 45. But this chapter, she asks Hina directly for her reasons as to why Hina confessed to Taiki, knowing full well that Taiki is in love with Chanasu. Left with no answer, he fades out of this chapter thinking about how it still hurts, with a very sad look on his character. Kyo as a character is a character we haven't learned much about yet, so he still needs some more focus behind him. He'd always seemed like the best friend character that's willing to help any friend out. But I do wonder, is he too kind? Of course we know he backed out the fireworks festival because he knew Hina's feelings towards Taiki and what she desired in some alone time with him. We also see the fact that Kyo knows all of the interactions that Hina has had towards Taiki in chasing after his heart, but of course it's not getting Hina anywhere. So could the line about it's still hurting refer to Kyo in pain every time he sees his friend failing at happiness? Now of course if they were to go down that route, it might be a bit more of a complex storyline to kind of present. However, it could even just be as simple as Kyo hurting, seeing how he has no chance with Hina because she's got her heart set on another person, making it harder for Kyo to actually come out and express his own feelings to the one person he wishes to do so. Either way, I can see it making a very interesting storyline for Kyo's character that could teach us some more things about him, but also develop the character further. Now, of course, because it's the 1 year celebration of Blue Box, we got a Shonen Jump color banner, and this looks amazing. It beautifully highlights our three main characters stunningly. We also get a color page to open up this chapter, which I have to be honest about, I'm not the biggest fan of this, and the way Chanasu has been drawn in this particular page looks very different from all the other art styles that we've been graced with throughout Blue Box. Taiki looks great though, surprisingly. But that double colour cover art looked god tier. Seeing all the characters in colour is a joy to behold, as we haven't seen the likes of Hyodo, Haru, Karen, Yusa, and Nagisa, plus many other characters before, and it's really refreshing seeing them on the cover image, giving us their official colour design / palettes. Adding on to this, the designs for Chanasu and Hina and Karen all look amazing. Karen's got the elegant yet graceful vibe going on with her style, while Hina is acting very joyful and cheeky / playful, with Chanasu giving off her trademark amazing smile. The theme to this cover image looks very fancy, very royal. It's like they're going to some red carpet event, which goes in line with the celebration for the 1 year anniversary. But of course, my first thoughts with this cover image, however, though, was, who's getting married? Because Karen looks like she's wearing a sort of bridesmaid dress with the pink style. Chanasu is wearing a white dress, with Hina mirroring that in wearing a black outfit. Everyone else is all suited up in either a suit or a dress, looking very fancy, with some flowers also in the image. So, forgive me for thinking that. The play on words linking to the chapter's title and the actual 1-year anniversary for this series was a really smart sort of piece of writing, as we are 1 year into the series and the chapter's title is called If Only We Weren't 1 Year Apart. But anyways, it's been a brilliant year for Blue Box, and after reading this chapter, it's clear that there's a lot more interesting things coming in the weeks to come, with the school festival arriving soon, in where Hina will be starring in Snow White. So I'm just waiting for the segment of that play where Taiki is the last minute replacement playing the prince. But let's not have that happen. Instead, let's give Kyo some fun time after all and have him into the mix. But what do you think of this amazing chapter? Did you enjoy it? Were your spirits lifted and a smile brought to your face while reading it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and of course I'll be seeing you next time. Hope you've enjoyed the review. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for more Blue Box content. Have a great day. Arigato, matane, goodbye.